Hello everybody, welcome back to Bull Bear Trader channel. So today I think I'm gonna work on the indices as a review. I'll discuss the S&P 500, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, and then I will also review SPY QQQ and the Russia 2000 ETF IWM. I will check on oil, dollar, and gold as a review for the whole week. Okay, so first let's start off with S&P 500. So here I was saying this might pull back to 57.50, and if we look at it, it pulled back to 57.66 and then bounce. It's basically bounced off of the purple support line, and now it sits right at 6,000, which is an even number, and you can go back and look at. So right now, okay, so 6,000, you can see we kind of like go back all the way here, and then all these candle right here, 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 here. You see so many cross 6,000. So it is becoming a I would say a short-term resistance. So I'm looking for a pullback. Another reason why I think a pullback is needed is because in order for it to climb up more and kind of like get out of the overbought and come back, kind of shrug off the the longs right now, and then the short rule, they love when they short something, they look for really major support and even number. So this is a perfect opportunity for people to take profit and short seller. This will be the level for it to pull back. So I'm thinking it will pull back to 58.50 will be the next level. For S&P 500, and of course after that will be 57.83, which is the purple line. After that will be 57 even on the green line. So here's the why I think it's gonna go back to 57. You can see here is the gap, right? And it haven't filled yet. So it might fill soon. So that will be 56. Let's make it 56.80 is the gap. So I'm looking for a pullback. It might bounce a little bit and bam, it's gonna go down and test this gap right here before we can get any higher. So it might close a gap here, and then we'll test 55. Also, there's another gap at 55.67. So it might close both gap and then bounce. Or if anything happen, it will even go lower and close this gap right here as well. You see there's many gap, right? Let me look for some tools. Circle. So there's a gap right here. Another is not right there, but another one is here. So you can see this gap, but these two will be the most important. This one we will most likely see soon-ish, in about a couple weeks. All right, so that is for S&P 500, 5850, 5680. NASDAQ. So I say most likely it was here, and this is the number right here, right? So the green line, the blue line is actually going all the way back from 2022 low, right? So that is one of the major support right now. Check this out. And because it's been bouncing off of this channel on the red line, and it was here, so like, okay, most likely you're gonna touch this top resistance ceiling, come down and test this blue line, and then we're gonna bounce. And it did. Okay, so now we do have another gap, just like S&P 500. This is the gap, and we got another gap here. Wow. So those are the gaps I'm looking for pullback, and very overbought right now. So it's from here, it might bounce for another day or so, and then it will come back here to test 21,000 before go back here 20,200. Oh, look at this. I actually had the level right here already. So 20,007, 20,800. So if I go all the way here, and then here before we get a bounce, and it might bounce back to right here. So bam, and then back, pull back. Okay, and this is for NASDAQ. Dow Jones. So I say it's kind of the same as NASDAQ. It's gonna come down to here as 41,450, and then bounce up, and it did. Now I think we will have a pullback as well. Okay, so this for Dow Jones, I only see one gap right here. So look like they just have to wait for Nasdaq and S&P 500 to pull back, but the level is still the same and lower. Oh, 40,000. So next will be 40,000. I like even number. And over here is 39,200. So 40,000 is a good number for a little bit long term. But most likely it may bounce around here to 40,760 and then bounce up a little bit before I come down. So looks like, yeah, it might come back into the two blue line channel. We still have to wait and see how it works. But for now, still a little bit overbought. Not as much as Nasdaq and S&P 500, but either way, we will have a pullback when Nasdaq and S&P 500 lead Dow Jones. Next is SPY. So SPY, I say okay, most likely going to have a pullback to 567, but it only pulled back 575. Just like, oh, this is a while back. So I haven't done SPY for a long time. But on the other one, you can see right here. You see where it stopped right here and bounced. Basically, it tested this last high, and over here was the low. So it's, oh, and over here too. So it was a good support as well as a trend support for it right here. So it did bounce up, and now it kind of like at the wedge right here. So again, I expect a pullback to 575. Close this gap here at 566. Let me put a gap here. And gap right here. And here is all the way down to 527. So we still put it, and let's see if we're gonna hit. But it's gonna be way over here. Probably around mid-July, maybe. Or yeah. So we're gonna pull up, come back here, test, come up, and then go down here. That. So you do this. So you do this. Come up, maybe here, then come down here. And okay, similar like that. Okay, that's the path. QQQ Pull down to here, bounce. I get a doji. Usually we get this is when you have a indecision or a reversal. But right now we're still pretty oversold. I mean overbought. So I'm thinking it'll come back here again at 506. Okay. And then we'll close the gap here at 490. And here. And then here. At 444. I remember I bought this before at 444 a couple times. So here, here. So you're gonna go there you go. Up. So you're gonna go here, here, yeah. Okay. That is for QQQ. Threshold 2000. So before it was around here, I think. So I say gonna pull down to 200 and then go up, bounce up. So it did, but look like we're gonna come back and test 200 again. Some of these numbers you can see they keep coming back. So for now, I'm gonna change this because it's already the high already changed and the low already changed. So right now we're gonna take this. You can see the low, the low, the low, the low. So go down here like this, come up right here as the resistance for both. Pull back, come up again, pull back, up again, pull back, and then bounce again and up here. Okay, so it might gonna run a little bit. I don't know, it will, but it might. And the level will be here if it does go up all the way there. So, but most likely I'm expecting a bounce. I mean a pullback. And okay, so it has only one gap so far. Even though here the gap already filled right here, so that kind of cancel it out. But we got this one right here at 187. So expect it to down like this, come up. Yep. Yes. Oops. Okay, you see the red line, right? So right now it looked like it's still bouncing inside the orange channel, but for the red line it's kind of broke out a little bit. So I anticipate to come back down below the red line, bounce up from this, let me put this green, come up and then down to close this gap. So similar to the other one. The next one I will talk about oil. So oil, I expected to about a month and a half, expect to come up to test this red line. You see a red line, and it was here. I say, okay, maybe from here it come up to test the red line and the green line, which it did not. It pulled back a little bit, come up, and then test it. But here's something that I just saw. Is not as perfect, but it almost looked like head and shoulder. So we got from here. This is the shoulder and the head right here. Okay. So we got inverse head and shoulder. And now it's trying to test this red resistance. So if it does, where will it go? So we do a measure. Okay. Then we come up here, bring it up. So it looked like if it happened, it may take some more time, but most likely we're gonna see it coming up to all the way to possible about 72. 72 is right here. So I make it purple line. Okay. So what I learned is that once you get head and shoulder, you measure the head all the way to the base, which is I just did, and then we can drag out and we from the base bring it up the other side. So most likely that is how far it will go. And when I do this, most likely it will take some time, but they're gonna go up like this. So instead of 68, yep, 72 is the target. Don't know how long it'll take, probably a couple months, but I'm seeing where that's gonna go. Where is the blue line? It was from the high in 23, the high in 24, and recent high 25. So in a way, is a big resistance, major resistance, and I'm seeing it. You can see here it trying to break out, but it couldn't, and it pulled back down. Okay? So in a way, right now we got this channel formed from the right now we got this channel right here, the red and the orange line. So 72 will be the, I would say, a couple month target, but right now I'm seeing it, if there's a breakout, we will see at 65 and a quarter, three-quarter. So this will be the next level that we need to watch. So I put another one. You can see, not easy because we watch so many different levels. We just need to see how it goes. I'm thinking it's gonna go higher to the orange, pull back a little bit right here to come back to the support, and then boom, it up. So that is for crude oil. This is West Texas Index. Next will be dollar. Okay, so dollar, what do we see here? It's almost like a head and shoulder here when you draw like this, but I'm not really sure. We don't have a lot of support until we get down to here, but it try to break out, come back down. Okay, so I think I draw it a little bit off. Hold on, let me fix it. So in a way, okay, so kind of like that, right? So you can see it bounce, hit the ceiling, pull back down, came up, pull down again all the way here, and it came up and tried to break out of the channel resistance. It did, but it kind of like pulled sideways and downward. Now it tests this, come up, and then come back down again. I'm seeing dollar. If you look all the way about 3 years, right now dollar is actually low. So I think it might come back up again. And right here, 100. It will test 100. Let's check the current trend. So the current trend is actually in a way to follow the main from here, but it's not that accurate. So most likely it'll come back here at 997.07 to test, and then we will break out to 100. 0.77, and to see if we're gonna break out more. But I'm I do see dollar will pull back higher a little bit next week or so, and maybe with good data, it will shrink as well. Now gold. So gold recently it came up above the channel, came pull back down to test the support bounce. So if we check the latest, the current trend, so look like most likely it will trend a little bit down because a pullback, and it might come back to 2191, 2291, and then bounce up here to test, to break out, and then that's how you get all-time high. Otherwise, but right now is pretty overbought, so I'm thinking it might come back all the way down here again at 32.45 or maybe 3200 to be even. So yeah, so I expect it to pull back, especially if the dollar go higher and the data is better. So that's it, everybody. If you have any question or you need to go over any other stock, let me know. Most likely Monday. Let me check. Earning. Most likely I will on Monday night I'm gonna make a video on GameStop, GitLab, and yeah, and Dave and Buster. And then the Tuesday I will do Oracle and Chewy. And then the next one I'm gonna do Adobe, Lovesac, and RH. What restoration warehouses. That's it, everybody. Give me a like, subscribe, and comments of what your prediction. If anything you agree or disagree with me, I need more, input and see how people like it. Have a good one. Bye bye.